everybody, this is Nina Austin from the Nina Austin channel, and I'm shooting from a new location. No, we're not in the car. We are in my actual therapy area. Yes, this is where some of the magic happens. I do it multiple different ways. You know, some people text, some people call via phone, some do teletherapy, some do one-on-one in your face, some do group. But I'm coming from a different location at this time, so thank you. And like I said the other day, we are switching from my Facebook Lives to placing things on YouTube and Instagram and wherever else we need to put them so that people can use information. Take it how you like it, straight up, no chaser. Or take what's beneficial to you, learn something new. What I would like for you to do, if this is on the YouTube and you're viewing it, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so whenever anything new comes to you, I will be notifying you via the service. So anyway, if you've been on my Facebook, you're part of my Facebook family. We've been on this whole journey of relationships, talking about the toxic ones. We're talking about the ones that most people are really in. It's so good, and the rosy relationships, most people are not in those. They're dealing with toxicity, they're dealing with all kinds of crazy stuff. So because I've been through recently a narcissistic relationship where the other person had either high levels of the traits or probably was suffering with the disorder. But because narcissistic people rarely ever go to treatment, it's kind of hard to put a label on it and diagnose them. There's a lot of information in the DSM-5 as far as treatment, symptoms, and all that. But more than likely, nobody's going to come in the doors and get any help for it. So if you're dealing with them, the best and only way to deal with them is to get away from them. They will not stop. They live to torture. They live to punish. They live to do all kinds of weird and unnecessary things to people. There's levels to it. There's malignant. There's covert. There is, there's another one. I can never think of the name, but it's just levels. The covert is usually, to me, the covert and the malignant, I can't talk today, malignant are at the same level. One is really subtle and one is in your face, and then there's the one in between. So most people encounter the covert ones, the ones that do the gaslighting and the crazy making, and they avoid conflict. And meaning you catch them doing something, or they do something that you don't understand, approve of, whatever it may be. They're going to flip it, reverse it, or shut down. Like, hey, last night we were talking and you said 2 or 3 different things, and that really hurt my feelings. And the narcissistic personality, or the person that has high traits of it, may sit across from you like this. Now, if you're serious about something and that happens to you, more than likely it's going to draw emotional reaction out of you. And what they're living for is to get a supply of feeding that broken place, that hurt place inside of them. They are created. I don't care what nobody says. They're not born that way. They're not born that way. They're not born that way. Life and circumstances have created this in this person, but don't get it twisted, because that's how I talk. Don't get it twisted, boo-boos and babies. You can't fix them. You can't help them. The only person you can fix is you. And the best remedy to dealing with a person like that, get away from them. Find your holes in your life, fix yourself, and be happy. That's the only answer. Nope, ain't no getting back with them. Sorry. There's no, nope, don't you change a thing other than what's going to benefit your life. Stop it. But another highlight to dealing with toxic relationships is, it's been on my heart really heavily, because I have struggled in dealing with people that avoid conflict or they flip stuff around. Like, I don't care how you approach them. You can get mad and just be in their face. I don't like what you did. And they still, either they reverse it, flip it, or they avoid it. Or if you approach them nicely or in writing or whatever you try to do, a person that avoids conflict typically is very agreeable. They're very agreeable, and it's not a positive thing. They're agreeable to avoid having to deal with uncomfortable feelings, having to deal with things that they may have done that were negative, and they don't want to ever be perceived that way. As well as it's the elephant in the room, people. It's the people that refuse to address the elephant. They'll go all around the elephant, or they may do things to try to make them take the focus off of them being the cause of an issue. So, how do we deal with that? It just depends on the nature of the relationship. Is it a work relationship? Is it a friendship? Is it an intimate relationship? Is it one of your children? Is it you? I don't know who it could be, but dealing with conflict is a very healthy thing. Now, you might have to take some time to gather yourself and not address it in the moment, but that moment can't continue. You can't just say, we just not talk about it. We'll get on. It'll be fine. First of all, you don't know what it is. What is the it that will be fine? I had a situation where it was somebody made a comment to me, and I did not like it. And the kind of person that they are, I always say I have no filter, but they're unfiltered. So sometimes things come to their mind. They might run it around in their head a couple times, but they may say something and hurt a feeling with no malice behind it. Just like, oh, well, I don't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Whatever that is. Like, I didn't like what you had on, or I didn't like this, or I didn't like how you said that, or whatever the case may be. They had a problem with something. Okay, so I'm on the receiving end of it. Because I grew up in a situation that was very, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I dealt with a controller, highly narcissistic traits, and I learned how to just basically shut up. I wasn't avoiding, but it was more like, ain't even no sense in doing this with you, because you're never gonna stop. You're never gonna see my side of it. You're just never gonna. So I took that into my life, and sometimes, even in situations where I needed to say something, I didn't, or I kind of joked it off, or I kind of said, well, hey, haha, don't do that again, ha ha ha. So I wasn't dealing with my conflict. So I made up with myself that if I can't address you verbally in a way that is going to be healthy or positive or not make you feel bad, I can write it to you, because at least I can read through it and see where my bites are, and I can just give straight fact. A conflict person, somebody that does not know how to resolve it, or they avoid conflict, they might be on the receiving end of somebody directing something to them, and they will take the whole thing, reverse it, make it about them, become a victim. Oh my God, I can't believe, or go all around it, but never address their piece. Never. They're not going to. So, and inside, they're creating their own internal conflict, because they're not addressing their needs, and they're not getting their needs met either. So, in light of conflict, sometimes you just got to get into it. You got to do it. You have to address issues. You have to. How do you fix anything if you won't address anything? How do you, like, let's say, people used to come to me when I was younger. Oh my God, your attitude is so bad. You always frowning. You always, and I would be so heated, like, get out of my face with that. But I heard them, and people that mattered the most, I made sure that we kind of talked about it. And sometimes I would uncover that, you remind me of somebody negative in my life, and I feel defensive around you. Or it could be like, you just get on my nerves, and I haven't figured out that I don't even need to be in your company. So maybe that's my attitude. Or maybe I'm in surroundings where I don't feel safe, and I don't want people coming around me. So does that mean I'm okay? No, that means I need to make some adjustments. But at the same time, if that person had not addressed me, if this person hadn't said anything, there was no way for me to make a growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, or women have this problem. We all talk. We will talk. We will talk. We get our feelings hurt. We misunderstand something. We'll get up into some gossip. We'll do it. So, but what happens is, because I had a situation, it's not the first time, and there are not isolated individuals. The people that have done this to me that will probably run across this video, you know who you are. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking for the purpose of helping other people. So here's a situation that happens a lot with women. There's a friend here, there's a friend here, there's a friend here. Long-time relationships happen. People have misunderstandings and disagreements. So one friend may go and talk to someone else that may not have any dealings with the person. They're safe. And the intention of the conversation is typically to understand whatever wrong may occurred, or straight up gossip. But or to make themselves look good. Like they may have done something wrong and then they're going to try to play it off like I ain't do nothing to them. I can't believe they did this to me. Well, what happens is sometimes people cross paths. And one thing that I fail to understand or I misunderstood in life is what people will do with you, they'll do to you. So I try to pride myself, and I've not been 100% on this. I try my very best not to talk about people behind their back unless I've already discussed, and that might be wrong too. I try to discuss what my problem is with you. Now, I might need to, I feel, go talk to someone else that is not biased in it to get a better look at my part in it, the other person part in it. So if that's talking about somebody behind their back, guilty. But really, they cross paths, and the person that is the outsider has such an opinion of the person that wasn't there. Let's just say that that trait may show up or a conversation may happen, and the person that wasn't in it feels the need to attack the person that they don't really know, or they come at them in a way, or they have information that's kind of like, I don't even know you. How you find that out? So that's something that would happen in my life in relationships all the time. And then I would second guess myself because of my own trauma history. I would always be like, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And I'm like, let's stop this train. Just look at this one more again. Me and you had a problem. You went and talked to whoever you talked to. I talked to whoever I talked to about the problem. Okay? But for some reason, my person meets you, you do something that looks like the problem, and they go all the way off on you and start talking about you on stuff that you never shared with this person. So that means I, the guilty one that took the business, went over here, spelled it all out, and made them feel that they could be comfortable enough to come back and attack you. That's not okay. And when it comes back around and you're the person that got caught up in the middle, you address the person that did the damage and they refuse to admit that they did it, or they try to talk around it, or they try to smooth you over, or try to make it seem like you're just a negative person. That's toxic behavior. It's the nice nasty. I didn't know what it was, and I've been around it so much that I've become either oblivious to it, I've been hurt so deeply by it, I avoid it. So those kind of things happen in relationships. We're just going to keep the conversation rolling and going. I'm trying to shorten them down, trying to stay focused on the one topic for you guys. So when you do get to see the videos, you can go back and play them. Okay, this one is about toxic relations. This is about conflict resolution. This plays into the whole scheme of a narcissist. This plays into this. I want you to have direction. I'm trying to get it for myself. Yes. But as I grow and go, it'll be better and better over time. So, like I said, beware of people that are conflict avoidant. You can't address them with nothing. So you can never have a successful relationship with a person that refuses to deal with the negative issues or the things that are misunderstood in that relationship. Forget about it. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. If your man cheating on you and you done found out and you go to him and talk to him about it and he refuses to talk about his part in this, break up. Because he's going to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. Ain't going to stop. Same for women too. Or let's say you're a married man and your wife keeps spending and blowing through the money, blowing it through the money. And when you address her like, hey, you know what? You spending too much, you shopping too much. And she blow a gas, I'm a hard working woman. Oh my God, I just can't believe you. You're trying to control me. And then the next week she spends again. At what point are you going to look at it and say, doggone it, this person is not good for me, because they don't care about the things that are very important to me, and they will make it seem like I'm wrong. Not good. Not good at all. So not trying to tear up happy homes and all this stuff, or unhappy homes. I'm just giving information so that you can get help. And if this is a constant thread or problem in your personal relationships with your kids, with your coworkers, whatever, take your behind. Find you somebody to do this here, the licensure and all that stuff. Find somebody that works for you, because I know I don't work for everybody. My personality is pretty strong. But there are people that have benefited from me. People that have really terrible backgrounds need strength and guidance. So they make the most success when I deal with them. So I'm just saying, find somebody that you can sit down with that is not intimidated by you, because therapists are people too. Counselors are people too. Sometimes you are so big in the room that it even frightens us. And not in a scary like you're gonna jump us, but your personality, your energy is so you don't even feel comfortable as a professional addressing the issue. So find somebody that does not have an issue with addressing you, where you're wrong or where you're not able to hear or where you're not able to see because you're blind to your own issues. You know what I'm saying? I got a therapist, trust me. I'm on break right now because I have a whole lot going on. People graduating and doing all kind of stuff, and my illness gets in my way and blah, 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 blah. But I'll be glad to jump back into my therapy in the summer when I have more free time and I can really focus. Because when you go to therapy, you're gonna have homework sometimes. You're gonna be doing journaling, and unless I know that I'm gonna have time to focus on doing those things for myself, ain't no sense in me getting involved. What is wrong with this doggone camera? Anyway, on that note, we out of focus. We blurry. So I'll holler at y'all later. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm out.